Hello, beautiful soulmates. Welcome back to Eco Designs to Fit YouTube channel. So in this particular video, I'm going to be showing you the easiest tips and trick you need for a perfect fitting. And this is the easiest method and the simplest method I've been using for the longest time now. And it doesn't fail me. Once you are done with this, you're going to have a perfect fit. Okay, first of all, let me introduce the only tools you're going to be needing for this. Okay, you're going to be needing your pin. You don't even actually need your scissors, because at this point you are done joining all your bustiers together or all your dresses together. Okay, so this is just for us to join the side seam. So at this point, you don't really need a scissors except you have your side seam not turned. Okay, you can see I have a perfect finish around this part. So if you are leaving yours just like that, in that case, you'll be needing a scissors to trim off the excess or any allowance that you need to trim off. Okay, now you are going to be needing your measuring tape and then your chalk for marking out the lines. Now let's get started. I'm just going to go ahead and put on my pin. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and wear my pins, and then we move over to what we are here for today. Now you guys, neglect how the neck of this is looking. You can see this is what I have as the neck, and at this point I am done joining the shoulders together. This is the front and right here is the back. Okay, so let me open it up so that you guys can see. So you can see what I have right here. At this point, I've joined the shoulders together. This is not my normal way of joining my shoulders, but because this is going to have a bishop collar, you can see I didn't even turn the neckline. Okay, the only place that I joined together right here now is the zipper allowance. So you need to hold your zipper allowance and then give it a good press. Okay, and then once you are done with that, what I'm going to do now is to separate the back from the front. So I'm going to place it this way and ensure that my bust comes out perfectly well. Can you see what I'm doing? So once I'm done with that, I'm going to have this side separately and this side separately. Okay, so this is what I should have. Can you see? So now at this point, what I'm going to do is go ahead and use these parts to take every of my measurements. Okay, but before that, you're going to have to ensure that you have from your shoulder to the under bust points. Okay, so you're going to have to measure what you have right there. For this client, her shoulder to under bust point is 15 inches. So you can see I have my shoulder to the under bust 15 inches, and then the waistline 18 inches. Okay, so you're going to have to make sure that you arrange this in place. Please do not allow it to fold inward like this. Make sure that you bring out your bust properly well. And the next step I'm going to take right now is go ahead and measure out my shoulder to the bust point. Okay, for this client, her shoulder to the bust point is 11 inches. I'm going to place my chalk, and then shoulder to the under bust is 15. So this is where I have my 15, and then this is the waist. So next thing I want to do now is go ahead and bring in her measurements. So her bust circumference divided by 4. I'm going to go ahead and input it on the bust point, and then her under bust circumference divided by 4. I'm going to go ahead and input it on the under bust point, and then her waist circumference divided by 4. I'm going to go ahead and input it on the waistline. So now we are going to start. So her round bust measurement is 41 inches. I'll divide by 4 and I'll be having 10.25. 10.25. And then I'm going to divide her under bust circumference by 4. I have an under bust circumference to be 35 inches. I'll divide it by 4 and I'll be having 8.75. I'll mark. Okay. Now her waist is 37 inches. I'll divide 37 by 4 and I'll have 9.25 inches. So now I have 9.25 inches right here. I'll mark. Now the next thing I'm going to do is connect all these points together. So I've connected it very easily. Now what I'm going to do next is move over to my sewing machine and I will stitch just like this. So guys, let's move over to the sewing machine. I want you guys to see exactly what I'm doing right here today. Everything I'm going to be doing, every of my step, you'll be seeing it, okay? So stay cool, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit on the subscribe button and turn on your post notification to get notified once I upload a video. Okay guys, let's move over to the sewing machine. You can see I'm on my sewing machine and here is my blouse which I'm going to be joining. Now what I'll be doing is go ahead and put my stitch on the loose stitch. Like I'm going to turn my stitch to 5. Okay, so if you don't know what 5 is, I'm going to be showing you right now. So look at this part of the machine. So I'm going to turn it to the loose stitch. Okay, most of you know this as the gather stitch. So, and that is the most loose stitch that we have right here. So I'm going to place it on 5 and then I will sew. So without back stitching, I'm going to sew like this. Okay, so once you are done sewing this, go ahead and cut off your thread, and then we are going to move over to the ironing table because we are going to open this up like this and then give this a good press. Okay, so guys, let's move over to the ironing table. So guys, right now we are on the ironing table. I'm going to on my iron and then open this up just like this. Just take a look at what I'll be doing right now. I'm going to open it up like this. Please make sure that you avoid the bust, okay? Because if you place your iron on the bust, you are going to make it flat. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up like this and then give it a good press. Now I'm making use of a steam iron. If you don't have a steam iron, you can easily make use of your dry iron. Just make sure that you sprinkle water on top of it and yeah, you will get a good result. Okay, so now you can see I am done ironing this. I'm going to turn it over to the good part and also give the front a good press. Okay, so I'll be doing that from the inside just like this. So what I'm doing right here is to create a line which I'm going to use to join our blouse together. Okay, so guys, here is our blouse. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and loosen this. Okay, just loosen it because this is actually a loose stitch, so it's going to be very easy for you to loosen. So now that I have loosened it, you can see I have my lines. Can you see? And you see I have my lines. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and turn it over just like this and then ensure that I place the right sides facing each other. Okay, now I'm placing the back and the front. So I'm going to ensure that the right sides are facing each other. So what I'm going to do next is ensure that my darts are aligning. Okay, the front darts and the back dart, okay, with the middle of this part aligning with the middle of the zipper allowance. Okay, so the middle of the front should align with the zipper allowance. Go ahead and use your pins and hold it down and then go ahead and pin up your darts. Can you see what I'm doing? Just pin it up to ensure that everything stays in place. So now that I am done, I'm going to move over to my sewing machine and then stitch this. Okay, so let's go over to our sewing machine. So can you see what I have right here? you can see the line I'm going to follow to stitch this together. So I'm going to go stitch this together with you guys, and yeah, come over to show you the outcome of what we have here. Okay, so guys, you can see we're on the sewing machine. Now what you want to do is go ahead and take your stitch back to the tight stitch. Okay, see this email, so where I normally put it is on 3. Okay, so that I won't have that too much tight stitch. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and stitch now. So you can see my thread just removed, so I'm going to put it back and then we continue sewing. Okay, so I'm going to stitch. You can see I have back stitched, and then I'm going to finish up following that line that I just created with my iron. Okay, so you can see what I have right there. I'm going to flip over like this. You can see the use of the pin, so that when you are stitching this, your fabric is not going to be moving up and down. Okay, so I'm going to stitch this one as well, and you see guys, I'm going to stitch this one as well, and then when I get here, I'll back stitch. And yeah, you guys, we are done. So let's move over to the machine and I'll show you guys what we have right here. So I'm trying to remove my pins. So once I'm done removing the pins, this is what we have. So let's move over to the table so that you guys can see this properly well. So guys, you can see what we have right here. We are done, and yeah, this is the shape of our blouse. Okay, so what is left of me now is go join the down part of this, because this is a blouse actually, and then I will go join the bishop sleeve. So guys, I hope you found value with this tutorial. If you do, please kindly make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also share this video so that more people can get to see it, guys. I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.